Hello peeps, Cinnamon here. So today's topic is phobias. Or more specifically mine, obviously, but so I have like a lot of phobias and a lot of them don't really make sense and I don't even know how I got them in the first place, but they're there. And I don't know if it's just me or if it's mostly caused by my generalized anxiety. I'm guessing it's from my anxiety, but it could just be me. So, one of the things that I have a phobia of is sudden loud noises. And this would be why I'd be afraid of thunderstorms and fireworks, car noises, screaming, yelling, banging, just that general sort of thing. The next thing is that I'm afraid of crowds, more specifically loud crowds, where like when I was in high school, I couldn't really go to pep rallies. And it took forever for me to communicate to my high school that I just could not go to pep rallies. It just wasn't something that I could do without breaking down. Because what would end up happening would be that I would go to the pep rally, and with all the screaming and the crowds and everything, I would end up having a panic attack and then breaking down, crying, just in the middle of the crowd. And it was very embarrassing, which just make it worse and make me cry more. And then I would have to just be taken out of the assembly room. That was very that would be a pain for me often because it was very just hard to get the schools to understand that I just could not be in pep rallies. And I didn't like being put in study hall or quote unquote detention while pep rallies were going on because then it felt like I'm being punished. Which I'll explain why that bothers me in a minute. But yeah, so I couldn't do pep rallies, and sometimes they would actually let me stay in a classroom or office or whatever, just as long as I wasn't feeling like I was being punished for something I couldn't control. And of course, besides pep rallies, I can't do concerts, at least not unless I have earplugs. If I have earplugs, I'm fine. It's just when it's the sound alone with no barrier, it's just too much for me. Another thing I'm actually afraid of is police, but more specifically, being arrested when innocent. And this has been a fear of mine since I was young, and I don't know where it started. Maybe I was just feeling empathy for a lot of people who were dealing with that throughout the years or something. Or I could just be predicting the future of it being worse and everything, but I don't know, but it's a legitimate fear nowadays. Just being arrested and even when innocent, and then like being put in jail when you've done nothing wrong. But yeah, that's a phobia of mine. And these days, like, because I've had my anxiety treated and I've learned coping and everything, I haven't had an instance where I was dealing with police where I would break down. Uh, Luckily, I've only had to face police recently where I've already been like treated, so it hasn't been like a huge deal for me. But before then, I'm glad I haven't really been face to face to police before then, because I probably would have had a panic attack, and that would be difficult to explain to police, especially when you're panicking, why you're panicking. And yeah. So another phobia is amusement park rides breaking down specifically. I don't. I think I developed this when I played Roller Coaster Tycoon when I was younger, because I did not know when I was playing the game for like a quite a while that the roller coasters could actually crash and burn and explode. And the first time that one of my roller coasters did that, it absolutely terrified me. And I think since then, and also riding a roller coaster that was like, had really sharp turns and was like in a square, like a tower. I think it was like called Mousetrap or something. It was one of those really janky little carts that would be on a metal track and had sharp turns and everything. When I went on that and got banged up from the cart turning, it was not comfortable. It was very painful. I hated it. But that combined to the exploding roller coasters on Roller Coaster Tycoon, I guess that's where my fear developed. And since then, I now get like bad anxiety trying to ride amusement park rides, which is frustrating because I do like amusement park rides. And I would like to be able to ride them without anxiety. Now, granted, I haven't ridden them since I've gotten better with my anxiety, so I could be better with it now. I would like to try again soon. Another thing I'm afraid of is heights, and which correlates to falling as well. I've always been afraid of heights and falling. It's just I get that whole what's it called, vertigo effect. And I'm very clumsy. I have no balance whatsoever, so that doesn't help. Besides heights, which is like a common fear, I've also have a fear of spiders. Now, this I have a perfectly good reason for. Spiders attack me. They purposely attack me. They go out of their way to get into my space and then lunge at me. And I'm just like, why? I would have let you stay in your corner on the ceiling in the room just by yourself if you just stayed there. But no, you purposely came down here to my space and tried to attack me. Why? So it's not as bad as it used to be, but I right these days I'm just angry at spiders because they're mean. So another one is cars going too fast and reckless drivers. Reckless driving, however, I think this probably developed from my dad's driving when he gets mad while driving, which always happens when he's arguing with my mom. And he'll start to speed up, and it freaks me out. It's just I don't like the feel of a car revving and then being afraid of getting into a car accident. I just don't want to deal. So another fear is technology failing, which I guess that also connects to my fear of animatronics. I I was so glad that FNAF or Five Nights at Freddy's came out, When that game came out, I was just like, yes, everyone gets to experience what I experience when dealing with animatronics. I just always had a fear of them. They make me uncomfortable. I just, no, I avoid them. Um, which it's more if like the animatronics fail, because there's that whole uncanny valley thing going on, and so that's very freaky. And yeah, no thanks. But that's also with technology failing, because I there's just something about it that freaks me out when a technology just starts failing, like my computer doing things on its own, or still continue to run while it's unplugged. Granted, that hasn't happened. That's more just me having nightmares about it. Other fears would be being alone. I hate being alone. Uh, though it's gotten a lot better now because my anxiety made it so that like I couldn't even go outside at all by myself. But now I can, and now I can be left alone at home. I'm not too bad with it, but I still wouldn't want to be all alone in general. That's just, no, I don't like that. Uh, Being misunderstood and unheard. This is something that definitely developed through raising and dealing with schools and that sort of thing. Is just I would constantly feel like I have no voice and nobody understands me. I still get nightmares where I'll be talking to somebody, or rather, I'll be in a conversation with somebody and nothing I'm saying is coming out. There's no sound coming out. And I'll get so frustrated because I'm trying to say something important, but it's just not coming out. And I'll be like screaming, and nothing's coming out in the dream. It's just, ugh, I hate that. Uh, I do have claustrophobia. It's not to the extreme where I can't be indoors. It's really tight spaces. If um yeah, it's just like if I'm stuck in a closet or something. If I'm stuck in any place where I cannot get out of my own volition, then yeah, cue panic attack. I have a fear of dancing, which like I can dance by myself, like I like playing Just Dance, but when it comes to other people seeing me or being on stage and doing it, I cannot do it. I will break down crying. It just full on panic attack if I even just attempt or have the thought that I'm going to be made to do so. I've tried ballet twice, and whenever the not rehearsal, but whenever the time to perform in front of an audience comes up, I break down crying, which is frustrating because you can't do ballet without doing performances. And I'm just like, why can't I just learn ballet? Because I can do the classes just fine. Why can't I just do the classes and not have to perform? Like, I don't want to have to perform. I just want to learn this thing. If I learn this thing, then eventually I'll feel confident to do it in front of other people. I just don't want to be forced to do so. Um, but yeah, that frustrated my parents because, oh, I've wasted their money. But I did want to do ballet, but that just never continued. So yeah, those are my phobias. It's just a bunch of different little things here and there. Um, oh, and one more phobia is phobia of mascots. Um, like the Chuck E. Cheese costume thing. Those sort of things freak me out. I've had a phobia of them since I was little. Um, it's just it goes along with the animatronics. I don't know why they creep me out. They just I'm afraid of them. I don't like them. Now, uh, it's somewhat different when it comes to furries because furries, I'm more likely to know the actual person in the costume. I guess I don't like the idea of meeting strangers in costumes because I don't know who's in them. I don't know their intentions. I don't know anything about them. I don't know. It just kind of freaks me out a little. But when it comes to furries, I'm more likely to have friends dressed up, and I could dress up myself. Plus, the costumes like the fursuits, are way more like cute and pretty, so I like them better. But yeah, those are my phobias. Let me know what kind of phobias you guys deal with. And if it's anxiety related, how do you cope with them? So I'll see you all later. Or again, I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.